How Mark Cuban's financial discipline made him a billionaire. Mark Cuban, a name synonymous with success in the business world, went from an average guy with a dream to a billionaire investor, entrepreneur, and owner of the Dallas Mavericks. But here's the kicker: he didn't get there by luck alone. In fact, Mark Cuban's rise to the top was fueled by something more powerful than chance: financial discipline. That's right. While many people expect overnight success or find themselves caught up in impulsive spending, Cuban's story proves that true wealth comes from smart financial choices, strategic investments, and an unshakable commitment to controlling his finances. So how did he do it? Let's dive into how Cuban's financial discipline shaped his path to billionaire status. The power of early risk-taking and strategic investments. Mark Cuban didn't become a billionaire by following the crowd. One of the first major decisions that set him apart was his willingness to take calculated risks early on in his career. When he sold his first company, MicroSolutions, to CompuServe for $6 million in 1990, Cuban didn't just rest on his laurels and call it quits. Instead, he used that money to fuel bigger ventures, most notably his investment in Broadcast.com. But here's where financial discipline comes into play. Instead of splurging or making risky investments that didn't fit his strategy, Cuban focused on understanding the market, identifying trends, and putting his money into something that had long-term potential. The sale of Broadcast.com to Yahoo for $5.7 billion in 1999 marked a game-changing moment in his life. It wasn't just about getting lucky. It was about Cuban's ability to leverage his knowledge, take calculated risks, and manage his investments with discipline. Imagine you just made millions, right? Most people might throw a big party or buy a mansion, but not Cuban. His decision to reinvest his wealth wisely, rather than waste it on immediate luxuries, shows the true power of financial discipline. It's not about how much you make, it's about how you manage what you have. Staying true to a business model. While many entrepreneurs jump from one idea to another, Cuban has always stuck to one key philosophy: stay focused on the business model. This means that every decision Cuban made was directly tied to a sustainable business plan that could generate wealth over time. Even when Cuban bought the Dallas Mavericks in 2000 for $285 million, people thought he was crazy, given the team was struggling. But Cuban stuck to a clear vision of improving the franchise's performance and, more importantly, of his finances. He didn't spend recklessly on star players without thinking about the return on investment. Instead, he carefully crafted a strategy that prioritized long-term growth over short-term fame. This level of focus is rare in today's world, where many people constantly jump between different business opportunities without considering the full picture. Cuban's financial discipline teaches us a key lesson. If you're in business, you need a sustainable model that keeps you grounded, something that ensures your success isn't just a flash in the pan. Mark's patience and unwavering focus on the bigger picture turned the Mavericks into a top-performing team and, more importantly, a highly profitable asset. The discipline to say no. Mark Cuban is notorious for his ability to say no when it comes to bad investments. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the next big thing, especially when you're presented with an opportunity that promises to make you rich overnight. However, Cuban understands the power of walking away. He often says that saying no is just as important as saying yes. He's selective about his investments, focusing on companies that fit within his strategic goals and values. One of the best examples of this is his involvement in Shark Tank, where he's seen turning down many potential deals because they simply didn't align with his long-term financial vision. The discipline to turn down investments, no matter how enticing, demonstrates his financial foresight and self-control. And let's be honest, this isn't always easy, especially when you see other people making huge gains from risky ventures. Cuban's ability to filter through the noise and remain true to his principles shows the power of disciplined decision-making. For everyday investors and entrepreneurs, learning to say no could be the key to building lasting wealth. The power of financial independence and debt-free living. While many successful entrepreneurs are known for their lavish lifestyles, Cuban's approach to money has always been grounded in maintaining financial independence. One thing that sets him apart is his refusal to rely on debt to fund his ventures. Whether he's buying sports teams or investing in new businesses, Cuban has always prioritized building financial stability before making any major purchases or investments. This is an important lesson for anyone looking to create wealth. Living within your means and avoiding the pitfalls of high-interest debt is key to long-term success. Cuban has often talked about how he'd rather work hard to build his wealth than rely on loans and credit to fuel his dreams. By staying debt-free, Cuban ensured that his businesses were never at the mercy of financial institutions and that his success was a result of smart investments, not borrowed money, creating multiple streams of income. Another major factor that contributed to Mark Cuban's financial success is his ability to create multiple streams of income. He didn't rely on just one business or investment to make him money. Instead, Cuban diversified his wealth across several industries, including technology, sports, entertainment, and media. Whether it's his involvement in the popular show Shark Tank, his technology ventures, or his ownership of the Dallas Mavericks, Cuban has always focused on building a diversified portfolio that insulates him from market fluctuations and economic downturns. By creating several sources of income, Cuban reduces his financial risk and opens the door to multiple opportunities for growth. This strategy of diversification has proven to be one of the smartest financial decisions Cuban made, allowing him to continually grow his wealth even during economic instability. So if you're open to follow in his footsteps, remember, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Create a variety of income streams that will weather whatever storms come your way. Reinvesting in innovation and technology. Cuban's commitment to innovation and his ability to spot emerging trends early has been a key factor in his financial discipline. Unlike many investors who focus on traditional industries, Cuban is always looking for the next big thing, particularly in technology. He has invested in countless tech companies, from online streaming services to virtual reality, and his foresight into tech trends has made him a key player in Silicon Valley. But Cuban's approach to tech investments isn't just about jumping on every trendy startup that comes his way. Instead, he focuses on the long-term potential of new technologies and the companies behind them. His investments in companies like 8XS TV, Magnolia Pictures, and several other tech-based ventures show that Cuban knows how to identify technologies with the ability to revolutionize industries. This forward-thinking strategy, combined with his discipline to stay ahead of the curve, ensures that he remains a top player in the tech world. Building a legacy of financial education. Mark Cuban doesn't just focus on building his own wealth. He also works tirelessly to educate others about financial discipline. Whether through his books, interviews, or social media platforms, Cuban regularly shares his insights and strategies for managing money, investing wisely, and creating financial independence. He's passionate about helping others avoid the common mistakes many people make when it comes to money. This commitment to financial education shows that Cuban's wealth isn't just about accumulating assets for himself. It's about spreading knowledge and empowering others to take control of their financial futures. So if you're hoping to replicate his success, remember that financial literacy is a lifelong journey. Keep learning, stay curious, and always look for ways to improve your understanding of money and investments. So if you're serious about building wealth, it's time to get disciplined and start making smarter financial choices. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, success doesn't come from luck, it comes from discipline. Stay tuned for more tips on how to master your finances and take your wealth-building journey to the next level.